There is a 32-year-old punter named Luke Larson who just entered the transfer portal.
Luke, hang him up. If you're playing quarterback, making like $2 million, you could convince me, maybe. You're the punter, dog. You can't be making more than 20 grand playing this game. Kirk Minahan was famous for being the first person to call Aaron Hernandez gay publicly.
No way.
Yes, it is. He's Boston radio guy.
So he kind of poured gasoline on the fire.
100%.
Got it.
That's when it all came up. They were like, he killed the guy, and everyone was kind of like, all right, guys, he might have killed a dude. And then they were like, he's gay, and he's like, guilty.
Welcome to The Real Oshow. I'm Zachary. Joining me as always is my partner in crime, my brother Joshua.
And on today's episode, we talk Surviving Barstool and the Paul brothers hanging out with Conor McGregor.
They paper getters, they want money more than they want fame shit. I swear we go so hard, we on A-list. I see my niggas prevailing. We going hard for the hand. We gonna stack till we jaded.
This is a great interview. They doing their thing.
Joshua, what was your thoughts on the very first 12-team college football playoff? Do you think it was successful? Do they need to change it? Are you happy with the outcome?
I thought it was fantastic. I think they do need to make multiple changes. One of the major changes I realized was the college football went way too deep into the new year. It has to be sooner. There's a bunch of like bye weeks that are randomly sprinkled into that playoff time. The Navy, Army, it's cool that it's all by itself, but it's an extra bye week. To me, it's got to be compressed. And I don't like that it's on a Monday. Everyone's like, it's traditionally on a Monday. Yeah, because it was on New Year's Day. New Year's Day is different than every other Monday of the fucking year. If you just put it on a random Monday, which was what? Also like MLK Day and the inauguration day, like what a day not to play a game. I didn't even realize that it was playing until like 5 p.m. I was like, holy fuck, it's game day.
It was bad marketing behind it. In a lot of ways, it's too long. I mean, this is like an official NFL season now. And what you're talking about is if you don't play in your conference championship from your last game to if you were a decent team to make the playoff or whatever, you just have a later bowl game, you're talking about 3, 4, 5 weeks, no game. Like, yeah, that's fucking insane to me. I mean,
my biggest problem is the way that I would do it if I was the commissioner of this made-up league that is the NCAA. I would force it 16 teams. You would have to be in a conference. So Notre Dame, you have to pick the ACC, Big Ten, or SEC. And your conference championship is part of the tournament. You cannot win the national championship unless you win your conference. To me, that's how it has to be. So in this case, there would be 4 teams from each conference that makes it to the playoff. You will all play in conference. Therefore, you will have 4 teams in the semifinals, all from different conferences. No 2 conferences can play. It just makes the most sense. People are going to have, oh, but this, oh, but that. No. The 4 best teams from each conference move on. There is no argument. If you can't be top 4 in your own conference, shut the fuck up. That's all it is.
Well, I don't think anybody's arguing that.
But they will. 100% they will. Because they're going to be like, well, the 5th best SEC team is better than the fucking ACC
well, that's
4
team. That just got proven that the SEC is not the best conference.
All this year proved was that the SEC has been paying their players since forever, and everyone else got to pay their players, and weird. Everything's even now.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I want your thoughts on this, Joshua. There is a 32-year-old punter named Luke Larson who just entered the transfer portal. Is it frowned upon if he takes down a freshman in college?
Luke, hang him up. Before you catch a rape charge, hang him up. It's embarrassing. I understand, dude. Listen, you're talking about guys that play college sports, professional sports. Hang him up. It ain't worth it. Go get an accounting job. Go get because I know for a fact, if you're playing quarterback, making like $2 million, I'd be like, you could convince me. Maybe. You're the punter, dog. You can't be making more than 20 grand playing this game. You don't need the education.
But is it frowned upon if he takes down a freshman?
Yes. Yes, dude. Bro, when I like
that's what Davey Portnoy's doing.
So hockey players are different. So if you play hockey and are listening to this, you understand. You play junior hockey before you go to college. So you have to play a couple years. So you go into college early. Already then, being a 20-year-old freshman, and you start talking to these like young girls you're like, oh my God. By the end of it, by the time you're a junior, senior, you're like, bro, I can't even be in the same room as you. Like, I'm going to catch a case being in the same room as you. Don't even talk to me. That's how I was. I was like, bro, don't even talk to me.
Dave Portnoy's going in that room happy.
Listen, Dave fucks. Dave is fucking.
And he likes him young.
He
likes him young.
I do like
documented.
I do like Dave's new style right now, where he's bringing in like hot girls, because he knows there's no better time to be a hot white girl is right now.
Hot girl in general. It doesn't need to be white. Hot girl in general.
But like the Barstool method is be a hot white girl, and
Maybe.
or not even really that hot. You could be like a 6.5 and above, but as long as you had an okay following, you're in.
Well, also when you're around all dudes, it kind of levels you up as well.
It bumps you up.
And especially in the content game, there's not many girls in that content world, because that's like sports, gambling. That's where girls crush.
Of course. Anytime women get into sports or gambling,
it's because it's not many things. That they're talking fashion and other shit, like that's a female market.
Saturated.
So it's saturated.
Yeah.
But while we're on the Barstool topic, Joshua, I know you were kind of upset about the Surviving Barstool, the finale, who won, how it happened, too many people. Honestly, it was a little drawn out, but for the most part, I want to give just a shout out to the Barstool, the production, Dave Portnoy, Big Cat. That is some of the best internet content I think I may have ever consumed in my life.
Yeah, I thought it was great content. It's 100% they need to keep making this bigger and bigger and lean more into these games, because it's obviously people want to see it. I thought Rhea played a great game. So I don't want to take away from Rhea at all, because I thought she played very well. If you haven't seen the Surviving Barstool, sorry, I just ruined it for you because Rhea wins. But I thought she played a great game. The last episodes, once all the big people got out, the show definitely fell off. Like, if Dave didn't make it to the final 3, it might not have been watchable at the end. Just because of all the emotions that the females were having, where the men were like
way too much crying.
And I get it. I thought the editing on this show, Dave Portnoy, if you ever see this, those guys deserve a raise. Whoever edited Surviving Barstool needs a fucking raise. Those guys were great at it. They actually painted the story. They did a great conniving thing where they'll just like make you think one person's getting out in the edit, but really it's another person. It's very good. They did it well. I had no problems with it. It is sad to see like the bussing guys leaving. Like, you could tell there was a lot of makeshift in the game, and I think that's what makes it great, is there is this layer to it where like these people all have to see each other after this and work with each other. But I think they need to lean into it more. There's a guy, Ohio Tate, who works at Barstool, who actually had a great idea what they should do. They should do Surviving Barstool enemy version. So you get paired up with someone at Barstool that you guys like don't like each other, and you are paired up throughout the game. So you have to do the whole game with this person that you don't like. And at the very end, if you guys make it, you go one-on-one for all the money. You can't split it.
I like that.
And I was like,
but
okay.
I feel like people would actually not be enemies after that. If they actually had to do stuff together, that would fix a lot of relationships.
There's some people that like hate each other. If you paired them up, no, Zachary, you don't really know the inner workings. Like, I've watched stool scenes for like years, so it was like, you know that there's some people that have real fucking beefs.
So what? It's gonna be Hank and his boy.
Oh yeah, Hank and Marty mush.
Yeah.
Or even better, you put Hank and Rhea together. That'd be hilarious, because they used to date. You put like
Rhea would probably leave fucking Marty and go back to Hank probably after the fact.
Maybe. I mean, Hank's got way more money. But you have Kelly Keegs you would put with Ohio Tate, because Ohio Tate and her just had like a massive like scream fight every time in a room together. Like, put them together, but make it the money a ton. Or there was another thing where Dave really wants to bring back all the OGs. So you would bring back like the Bussin' crew. You try to get Alex Cooper back. You try to get Pat McAfee to come back.
Sophia with an F.
Sophia with an F. That'd be crazy.
That would be
She'd be sucking dick on cam.
Yeah,
you might see. You bring her and Biz back, bro. Biz hitting that on camera for a Tommy John ad. Crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is like Alex Cooper might be too rich now to be like, I don't really give a fuck about $1 million.
So is Pat McAfee. But
but Pat McAfee's for the boys.
Yeah.
He would be like, I'll do it.
Maybe.
Just for you guys.
Yeah, and he might do it for that reason, but Alex might do it for that same reason too. It's not about the money, Zachary. It's just about the clout and about you want that. It's good.
It seems like Alex, though, has kind of segmented herself from the Barstool lane. You know,
She
used to talk about sucking dick. Now it's like mental health is like the only thing that matters.
You can't come up on the Gluck Gluck 3000 and then be like women's rights. Like you just
Well,
like
that's what she did.
And that's why she lost a lot of her. Like regardless, she's still massive, way bigger than us, way bigger than we'll probably ever get, just because of what she's done. But
I do want to stay here on Surviving Barstool. Joshua, do you think the beef that was obviously blown up and dramatized in the show, do you think it's actually real?
Some of it is. Some of like Big Cat and why am I blanking on his name?
Minahan?
Kirk Minahan,
who I've actually gained a lot of respect for. I'm actually a fan of Kirk after the show.
I will say I've been like a diehard Big Cat fan for years, and it sucks for me to say, but like watching the show, a lot of my Big Cat love went down, and a lot of my like didn't really care for Kirk went way up, because no matter what, Kirk is a fucking little rat, but at the same time, at least you know he's a little rat. So if he knows that rat information, he's coming out. So like you just know that, but I kind of also respect it because he just wears who he is on his sleeve, and I don't hate on that.
We've also debated a little bit where like, there shouldn't be that many big personalities. It should be like the smaller guys that you can put on a platform and build up. I don't think Surviving Barstool has a chance without the big personalities.
No, I see.
Like,
I don't.
maybe Dave and Big Cat don't play, but like PFT, I like the $1 million worth of game crew, Biz, Whitney. Like I like them in the game because it's for someone like me who hasn't watched 9 years of Barstool scenes, who like knows the characters, of course, but like not everybody. I want some of that familiarity.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think that it's a good. You have to have a blend of very well-known people because they're going to draw the more mainstream crowd to it. But you also need the few other people. Like there's a
the goal that Dave Portnoy, which is obviously what he's doing, is you're trying to build up the characters that most people don't know. Like
100%.
Kirk Minahan. I like knew of him, didn't really care about him. I like him.
Yeah,
I respect him. Like,
Kirk
and
Minahan's
obviously
very well known.
I know, but like because of that show, it moved up, which is that's the goal of the show. Where like I know Big Cat, I know Dave, I know $1 million worth of game, I know the fucking Pink Whitney crew, like I
Bussin'
know
Boys,
them,
yeah.
the Bussin' like I knew them, but like Kirk, I'm like, ooh fuck, he just went up fucking like 10 points.
Yeah, Kirk is. I mean, dude, Kirk was in the Patriots when they did the remake of the Aaron Hernandez thing. Kirk Minahan was in it. He was like Kirk Minahan is like famous for being the first person to call Aaron Hernandez gay publicly. It was like Aaron Hernandez likes dudes. Like he was the guy who started
in like
that
real
narrative.
life.
In real life, Kirk Minahan was the guy who started the narrative that Aaron Hernandez likes dudes.
No way.
Well documented. Zachary.
No way.
Yes, it is. He Boston radio guy, 100%.
So when he was on the Boston radio, he broke it.
Yes, he was the guy who
spilled
broke it.
it.
Yes, he was the guy who spilled it. He was like, I have insider information that Aaron Hernandez is gay.
How long before he was murdering people and getting investigated?
No, that was during that whole thing going on.
He spilled it.
It started spilling.
So he kind of poured gasoline on the fire.
100%.
Got it. Okay.
100%. That's when it all came up. They were like, he killed the guy, and everyone was kind of like, all right, guys, he might have killed a dude. And then they were like, he's gay, and he's like, guilty. Everyone was like, guilty. It was just like, especially
he was
in
killing
Boston.
people because they thought he was gay.
In Boston, you can be a lot of things. You cannot be gay in Boston. All
That's
right?
a thing?
No, I'm just saying. That's just like.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Boston's just a tough place. You know what I mean?
It's a gritty town.
It's like a rich, gritty town.
It's like a rich Philly.
Yeah. Pretty
a
much.
lot of ways.
It is a rich Philly, but they win so much. But I was going to say, Adam Rohn, who is in Surviving Barstool, he's probably one of the most talented people at Barstool.
Agreed.
Bar none.
Agreed.
Like, bar none. If I could work with anybody at Barstool, he would be in my top 3, not even close.
He's in Brooklyn.
I know. Great dude. With that being said, he does a show for Barstool that's called Barstool's Most Dangerous Game Show. And on there, they always have a bunch of random people. They don't have like any stars. Like Francis would be the biggest person that was on that show. And that is hilarious. And that's for like 25 grand.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to
It's
check
hilarious.
it out.
Like the first episode, they have to jump out of a plane. Like that's their first thing. Like it's real. Like I was like, yo, I don't know if that's a pretty nuts thing. I mean, I'd probably do it, but that's a pretty nuts first challenge.
I agree. So we're obviously going through a transition in our political stability in the U.S., and there was a viral clip that went around about Conor McGregor essentially talking shit to the Paul brothers, saying he'd slap them both, slap KSI. I don't know if I've seen a better marketing hype scheme for a fight to actually happen ever.
I think you're thinking about this so small. Fighting is just one layer to this relationship.
Oh, it's obviously going to be more.
No,
I'm
saying like the Pauls and Conor McGregor need to get into business together today, right now, this second.
You think they're already planning that, or you're saying they should be doing
they need
that?
to. I think they are, but they need to be. Like, just watching that clip, just seeing how they interact with each other. Conor could just be off cocaine at all times. I don't know, but he's the most drug tested person on earth. Like, he is. If you look at any athlete that's ever been tested, Conor McGregor is 20x that. Like, he is the most tested person. It's all documented. You can look this up. So for people to be like, he's a drug head now, cocaine's out of your system very quickly. So I don't want to be like, he didn't do, but he could have. But the way that this guy has energy, it is like nothing I've ever seen before. That's why he is the face of the fight game since he's been in the UFC, because his energy is unmatched. He can shit talk. It's like a fucking chatterbox all day. Oh, like, it's nonstop.
That's what Logan Paul was like. I didn't understand the last 5 seconds.
Yeah, but they're talking shit to each other, and it's like, he's like, I'll slap KSI, I slap both of yous, and then Logan was like, you can't even do your normal job. What are you talking about? And it's like, but like, Conor can take it, and he can just give it back, and then you have Jake in there who's like, okay, God, like, it's such a good. Like, the fact that they can lean into that is just, it's the same thing with Logan did with KSI. They fought each other. They didn't like each other. Then they were like, shit, we're kind of big. We should do something together. And it's like, why not keep that going? I think, I don't care what they did. If Logan, Jake, and Conor did something, made a product, I'd buy it. I don't care what, I'd blindly buy it because I'm like, these motherfuckers got it.
A little prime tequila mixture or whiskey.
Fuck it, dude. They could come out with a whole new gift. They could be like, we got phone cases. I'd be like, I need that case. I don't know. I'm just, dude. They have.
It's hard
something.
to tell. Also, like, what's real anymore. It's really hard to tell because everything is a marketing scheme, and they might generally not like each other.
Here's
because I also do think Logan Paul, I think, wants to fight Conor McGregor more than Conor McGregor wants to fight Logan Paul or Jake Paul. Like, I think Conor McGregor's like, bro, I'm already rich. I know how to really fight. You guys want to box.
Listen,
so I think Conor McGregor like knows that to fight them, he almost has to take a step down. Because boxing, he's probably getting knocked out or he's probably losing. But if they fight UFC, he's killing both of them.
See, I don't know. Conor started in boxing. Conor started fighting in boxing. He has the Pauls could box for 10 more years, and Conor still has 10 years on him in boxing. Like, yes, he's unorthodox, but Conor is a true fighter. This Paul thing is just a toe dip. They're just going, you know what? What's the market saying? Oh, it's massively viral? Huh. Well, I got a couple fights left in the UFC. I'm going to fight in November. Okay.
Is he actually going to fight in November?
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Not going to happen.
He has to fight. Dana's gonna make him fight.
Dana can't make him do anything.
Yes, he can. Because Conor will never fight another sanctioned fight his whole entire life if he doesn't finish his contract. He can't. So he can't do a celebrity Logan Paul, a little celebrity Logan Paul fucking bout.
If Dana White gets a cut, maybe.
No. If Dana says no, it ain't going. Because you know what's gonna happen? Dana gonna get all of Conor's money. So that $250 million they were talking about, thanks. Dana's gonna go, sure, go fight that, Conor. I'll take $250 because he has to recoup that. Like, you know how much money they gave Conor. You know how much money their future promised to Conor. Like, even if Conor doesn't headline the fight, which he will, he is still promised gate, still promised all of his sponsors in the ring. They already got all this shit. They've probably already it's probably not even just for his fights. He's probably got deals where it's like, hey, my whiskey's going to be on the mat for the whole season, this season, whatever season. So that's already written into the contract.
How long's it been since he's fought?
2 years.
Jesus, dude, that's so
he
removed.
He snapped his fibia and tibia.
I
dude.
understand, but that's so removed from fighting.
No, he fights every day.
Not that. Like, you can spar, you can train. A fucking fight is a fight.
It doesn't matter.
You're getting in the ring. Some dude is literally fighting for his life. Like, you're sparring.
And he's
That's
still
completely different. It's
but
control.
He's still fighting. It's still fighting, Zachary. He's been fighting his whole life. It's not like you walk away from it and he's like completely just been sitting on his couch on the yacht. He's been fighting. He's in the mats. He's rolling around. He's feeling it. He's still doing it mentally. It's all up here.
I agree.
At the end of the day, it's just up. It's up in his head.
I mean, I hope he fights again. I want to watch. But while we're still on this topic, because obviously that happened at the inauguration, Joshua, do you actually think it matters anymore if they release the JFK files? Does it really matter? Like, does it really matter? I think it's just like, it's been so long. There's so many conspiracies. Obviously, some of the conspiracies are going to be right. There's going to be some shit that we didn't think about. Like, does it actually matter? Like, is it going to cause an uproar?
When we get the tapes and we find out that his driver turned around and shot him, we're going to know that that's what happened.
I think if the driver actually shot him, it's actually probably a bigger problem than like there was 4 snipers.
It was.
I mean, I saw the video. I was the one that sent you that and the edit and the trees floating. Like maybe, or it could have been fucking 4 snipers hit his brain at one time. Like, I don't think.
Doubt it.
I think if it's the driver, Joshua, it's a bigger issue. If it's that there was 4 shooters that all hit him at the same time, I think it's like, okay,
just the
we all knew
way.
that.
Like, I mean, again, what do I know? I've only watched a few videos on it, but when you look at it and you look at the way the wife responds and everything, it looks like he got shot from the front seat. And we're gonna find out real quick.
Maybe.
And
they don't let him,
and they will. I mean, the FBI director said he's gonna release it.
I wonder if everything's gonna be like redacted though. Like there's only like certain lines you can read. You know, it's the bullshit they do.
I'm sure some things will be redacted.
Yeah, it's
like
stupid.
if they find out that there's a certain community behind it, they're probably gonna redact it. You know,
a certain community, like what?
I don't want to say out loud.
Oh, okay, like Illuminati?
No, I wasn't thinking that.
Oh, okay. Off camera.
Yeah.
I do have a hot take though. This is not on the JFK files. This is a little different. So Mark Andrews, who obviously dropped the 2-point conversion for the Baltimore Ravens, essentially lost in the game, had a big fumble, had a drop earlier in the game. Isn't the reason they lost, but you know, if you watch the game, you're like, oh, okay, Mark definitely did not help them win the game. His girlfriend was getting absolutely fried in her IG comments, so she had to turn her comments off her whole page. I have a hot take. You should not be able to turn your comments off on social media. Should not be able to do it. Can't run from the heat.
Yeah.
Can't run from it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. At the same time, though, I mean,
yeah, she doesn't need to catch the strays, but like, you're associated.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I mean, I really don't feel any way about it.
It's like the thing on
about it.
Instagram where you can like take away how many likes you get and it just says like likes. Like, no, where's the fucking number? What are we running from?
Yeah.
Too much participation trophies in this fucking world. Take the hard truth.
I think there is a lot of social science to things where people will not watch something if it only has a few likes on it. So I think the fact that that's why they remove it is to brainwash people. Oh, a few people have liked it. I don't know how many, but a few people have liked this post. I'm going to at least give it a chance. So there's the psychology behind it that I think that's why they do that. I don't think it's wrong. Like, listen, you're talking to 2 guys that'll get fucking 2 likes on a post. This
I'll
podcast,
wear it. I'll wear it.
This podcast will get 2 likes. You know what I mean? So to me, it is what it is. You know, I don't.
But I wear that on the chin. That's
Sure,
what you do. We don't run from it. We
But
don't
I'm
turn our comments off. We don't turn our likes off.
But I also don't care either. Shit, I don't even think I'd post. I don't even think I'd post a picture on my personal channel. I wouldn't even want to because I don't even know what kind of crazy comments I'd get on mine. Like that's the one thing.
Well, you could run from it and turn your comments off.
No, I don't think I wouldn't turn my comments off. But that's why I would just be sitting there like, oh, who's gonna throw a reckless comment on my photo here?
You can always delete it though.
For sure, but I think that's even worse.
I don't know.
Because now I'm fucking being like, who can see what over here? It's like you might as well turn them off that no one can. No, there's no comments.
I don't know. I don't think you should run from it. I think you should also catch the ball on a 2-point conversion.
But with that being said, I love hate comments on my actual videos because I just got one the other day. Was like some guy was like, he said, "You're the worst fucking storyteller I've ever seen. Stop making videos." And I was like,
did you check his profile though?
Oh yeah, he doesn't have anything
Private?
on it. Yeah, it didn't have anything on it. But I thought to myself, I was like, this is a good comment.
I love chirping
this guy's
people.
I didn't even chirp back.
Oh, I love chirping.
I didn't
people
chirp back because it
depends on what mood I'm in. But if I got time that day, I'm chirping back.
No, normally, see the one that I normally do to people is I'm like, bro, you just waking up mad, and then people will always love that one. People love the you woke up mad.
Or if they got like fucking 7 followers, I'm like, yeah, you and your 7 followers.
That's like the dude who's like, I can't even pronounce his name. He'll be like, do you want me to help you grow your Instagram channel? Bro, you got fucking 22 followers trying to ask me if I want to grow my channel, dog. What the fuck are you going to do?
Those are the worst type of content creators.
Yeah. Like, bro, who the fuck are you growing? Like, I'm sorry. You're not helping anybody with anything unless you have millions of followers. Like, to the public. Like, you're not selling anything to anybody unless you have millions of followers.
There's also, I want to do something because Joshua, growing up, used to consume so many Oreos that it actually made me not consume Oreos for years. It was a gross amount of Oreos. He used to like these, what were they? The golden vanilla flavored?
Yeah, the vanilla Oreos.
Used to actually have them in his dresser, actually. Like, not in the kitchen, not in the cupboard.
I don't remember that.
In his top fucking dresser on the right side. It was disgusting. It literally makes me throw up.
That.
Well, anyways, Post Malone.
I saw this.
Just came out with the very first like crater flavor. So are you going to try it?
Hell no.
Why not?
After I saw the video of the guy trying to burn the Oreo cookies, and no matter how long he held a blowtorch there, the cookie didn't get burnt. It didn't get melted. Nothing happened to the cookie. I vowed that I will never eat an Oreo ever again.
It is salted caramel and shortbread flavored cream, sandwiched between a chocolate cookie and a golden cookie. There's also 9 designs inspired by the artist, such as a vinyl record and a guitar pick.
I mean, it's smart. I don't think it's a bad thing, but after I saw that video, I would never.
Josh was going to hammer at least 2 of them.
The only way that I'll ever eat an Oreo cookie ever again, there's only one way, and it's if Oreo reaches out to me and is like, "We want to sponsor the podcast." Then you guys see me eating Oreos, then you're going to know why.
He sold his soul.
But that soul would have, fuck it. If I have to eat a couple Oreos for the camera and I got to sell a couple, fuck it.
You know, someone at work said this one time, and it hit hard, and he's right. Doesn't matter how healthy you are. If Cheez-Its calls and says they want you in a commercial or a Super Bowl commercial, you're going to eat a fucking couple Cheez-Its.
Bro, I think about that all the time. I'm like, man, you know, we're very big about, like, you know, we don't want to work with certain companies, brands or whatever. Like, we want to stick in our line. But it comes to a time when it's like you say no to those brands until they come at you because they come with empty checks.
But I would never say no to Oreo. We grew up on Oreo. You fucking are grossly.
Same with Cheez-Its.
You're grossly into
up on
Oreos.
Cheez-Its.
Yeah, of course. White cheddar, dude. Fucking.
Grew up in a Cheez-Its,
oh my
bro.
god. But like Joshua's grossly into Oreos. Cookies and cream ice cream, delicious. If Oreo comes to me, I'm fucking signing that check before they fucking put it on the table.
100%. Or like a Reese's. Like, pardon my take right now. It's got a Reese's sponsor. And I was like,
I would eat one an
that's
episode.
OG. That's OG. Oh, they do. They
I would
hammer one.
I mean, Reese's. Those things go down like water.
Oh,
bro. Are you
water,
kidding me?
dude. That thing's got crack in it.
They literally have crack in them. Same with fucking Wingstop. But listen, if you made it this far, drop a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe. And until next time, we appreciate you listening.
Until next Friday, guys.
I gotta stack out this gold. I tell you I'm on the road. About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on road for greatness. They paper getters, they want money more than they want fame shit.